Hey guys, welcome back to the show. At the end of this video, I'm gonna be showing you an exclusive clip from an interview I did with Rebel Wisdom. We both investigated the Lend and Real saga, and finally we decided, look, we need to sit down, have a conversation about this whole thing, unpack it, talk about the anonymous sources who've contacted us, talk about everything. And so I've got a little clip of that, and Rebel Wisdom's gonna post the full interview on his site tomorrow. So check for that tomorrow morning. But before we get to that, before we do that, I wanna talk about the breakdown, because we don't talk about it that much in the interview itself, and I feel like it is highly contextual to this whole thing, and you have to understand what happened because the posts have been since deleted, like the post from Saturday, the breakdown, the meltdown, whatever you wanna call it. It's all been erased, and it's important before going into that interview that you know sort of what happened, because we kind of discuss it, but we don't go fully in depth of what had happened. So I'm gonna give that to you now. As I said, you cannot find this anywhere else because it was all deleted, but luckily I took some screenshots. So on Saturday, Lend and Real post to his community tab where he basically says, this is the digital freedom platform explained. I've been under a lot of criticism, there are a lot of trolls, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but basically here are the highlights right here. He says that he won't have you telling him or his supporters what to do. He won't have it, especially not on his social channels, which are literally his house. Okay, let's start with the fact that they're not literally his house, and that it's a bit ironic that the person, who's running the digital freedom platform would be so sensitive about what people say to him in his house. But moving on, he then says he's gonna use these funds as frugally as possible, but that doesn't make a lot of sense because if you wanted to be frugal, you could have just used an existing platform like, I don't know, BitChute, like these platforms that have already existed, that already do the thing you say that you're the first to do.
The very first digital freedom platform.
But okay, maybe we can give him the benefit of the doubt there. Where it gets really crazy is where he says, if I wanted to simply make an extra $1 million, that I would sell 330 of my business accelerator programs at $3,000 each, which I did last month. So I surely don't need to raise donations to do this, lol. So, bit of a problem here. Which is, if you didn't need to raise donations to do this, why did you raise donations to do this? If what people are saying about you is that you're milking money from your subscribers for no reason, and then you say, I didn't need to raise money from my subscribers to do this, you're kind of proving the point. He then goes on to say, the point of this platform is the collective effort that is exponentially stronger than one person. But it's all owned by Brian. It's not owned by the collective, it's owned by Brian. It's his company at the end of the day. It's just Lend and Real 2.0. I mean, I don't know what this is talking about. And if you really could have just sold your accelerator, why didn't you? This gets more confusing by the second. You just keep going on, you're more confused. He then says it's not his job to respond to critics, even though he's responding to critics, and then says he's gonna be focused on winning. Now, obviously, that's a horrible take, and so he started getting ripped apart in the comments section, and instead of sort of taking it on the chin, he decides that he's gonna fire back at the people who basically built this platform and donated money. So I'm gonna read off a few comments and his response. So this guy says, where's the David Icke Q&A that was advertised to be posted? Was it a lie? Will it be delivered? Apparently, something was promised. Lend and Real responds by not answering the question, saying, did you donate? Thought not. You're gonna notice a recurring pattern here. This person says, you literally said nothing at all. You didn't explain anything except to say, I know what I'm doing. I'll spend the money. Don't ask what I do with the money because startups and tech. If it was that easy to sell 330 of your 3,000 buck courses, then why not just do it and fund your platform yourself instead of begging for people's hard-earned money? Good point. Is Brian gonna answer that question? I don't have to explain anything. Read it again. Okay. A fool and his money are easily parted just saying, suckers, Lend and Real. Let me guess, you didn't donate. Lewis496 says, yeah, I don't trust you anymore. Lend and Real claps back. It's mutual. Let me guess, you didn't donate, so I really don't care. At this point, I was a little concerned. I was like, what's going on? Is this some intern hijacking the account? But we'll come back to that in a second. This person says, elderly narcissist. And Lend and Real responds, who you calling old? Which is amazing because he doesn't respond to the narcissist thing. He doesn't take issue with that. It's just, who are you calling old? Brian just doesn't want to be called old. That's the only thing. And it just continues like this. Like comment after comment, he's just going off on his subscribers, the people who gave him money. I mean, what's crazy is that person I read you off earlier who was asking questions about the David Icke thing. And Brian Rose said, hey, let me guess, you didn't donate. Turns out that guy actually did donate, and he says, I can show you proof He says, please answer the question and not insult people that gave you money. Shocking. Does Brian respond to that? Shockingly, no. So this person says, conspiracy theorists can see the conspiracy in everything apart from the one they are financing. 100K to stream some video? Behave yourself, Brian. The real Brian Rose says, 1.3 million people, dummy. Yes, it costs money. Let me guess, you didn't donate. This guy responds and he says, show the audit if your aim is transparency, to which Brian says, transparency was never my aim, dummy. The money was entrusted for me to spend as I see fit, and I will. Go find another place to troll. I don't even know what's worse here. Is it the arrogance? Is it the passive aggressive comment? I don't know. And what's funny about this is that 2 days later, after he's deleted all this, what does Brian say?
And again, my plan is to be as transparent with you as possible. Hopefully, talk about some of the questions and some of the misunderstandings that have been kind of flying around out there, and hopefully give you some clarity.
Oh, Brian. All right, well, that's basically it. All that's really left to say is I hope you guys have enjoyed the Brian Rose London Real series. Here's a teaser clip from the Rebel Wisdom interview, and I left a little something special for you guys who stick to the end.
Well, one thing is that he said he was going to stop the crowdfunding at $1 million, and then he started trying to raise another 250,000 a month, so an extra 3 million. And we want to get 100,000 signatures. Of course, you have to give your email address to sign up. And why that really, within that, he's also framing himself as like the whole thing is centered on him. Like, I am the only hope for free speech. I've been battling for free speech. They've been doing this to me. It's all about me. And then he posted another one, basically criticizing his audience, saying, losers focus on winners, winners focus on winning. And then Brian Rose himself was in the comments arguing with his own audience, basically, and we'll show some of this, basically saying, you didn't donate, I guess you didn't donate.
And this guy says scammers focus on scamming. And London Real goes, like you? Let me guess, you didn't donate. Here's another one. London Real, you are a controlled idiot. Sorry if you don't see it. You can see some definitely areas where he just went wrong, where he's talking about head faking his audience. You can't do that to an audience when you're raising $1 million. You just can't. You can't tell them, hey, I'm having to lie to you about certain things. You can't tell them that you're going to build a digital freedom platform, but then like weeks later say, oh, by the way, I've been using free platforms all along and you should have known that. And then not explain why you're not just using the most obvious free speech platform that there is. You can't say that you're gonna stop fundraising and then keep on fundraising under the name of this value that we all hold so dear, but then really not stand up to scrutiny when it's questioned, do you really stand up for that value at all?
Judge me and haters don't hate in my digital freedom platform. It's my house, literally. Bulletproof windows, troll safe doors, nothing but kindness in here. You might call me a but I won't hear you in my safe space, my safe space. If you don't like me, you are not allowed in my digital freedom platform, my digital freedom platform. Look and you will see there's a very select crowd in my digital freedom platform. They're all denying COVID. People that support me mixed in with more people that support me and donate to me. Rainbows all around me. There's no shame in my digital freedom platform.
Terms and conditions. E. Remove any content from the website that it determines is offensive, that unlawful, threatening, defamatory, obscene, or otherwise objectionable, which determination shall be of the sole and absolute discretion of Longstorm Limited.